Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. This is the real estate and home improvement show where we tell you how to maintain your property, help you pick good qualified roofers and plumbers and things like that to keep the value of your home up. And also on this show, we bring in actual realtors, experts in the market and experts at marketing properties, and some people who can help you sell your house or help you find a new house. And to that end, we brought in one of the most experienced realtors in all of Fresno, Ken Neufeld from London Properties. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you, Mike.
Was I making any of that up? You are one of the most experienced, I think.
I think I am, yes.
And you've been with London for a long time.
Since 1987, and I've been in real estate since 1980.
Yeah. One thing I always hear about you is your honesty and integrity. And I never say anything bad about another realtor, but a lot of times these young guys, they're go-getters, but they don't always give you the straight scoop.
Well, we really think it's important to give people the straight scoop because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I mean, one thing you do well is you value properties. You know what they're worth and what they'll sell for. And I think that's one of the most important things.
Well, that's one of the things in the code of ethics. It's not ethical for us to overvalue a property just so that we can obtain a listing.
Get the listing, overvalue to get the listing. Yeah,
right. So I try to be as strict and honest as possible and as true to the data as possible when discussing values with the seller.
By the way, if somebody's watching and they have a house, they don't know what it's worth, can they call you?
Sure. Yeah. I'd be happy to give them a market analysis.
What do you charge for that?
That'd be free.
It's free. I always know the answers, and I know Ken, and I knew he'd say that. That's why I asked him. By the way, I have a phone number on the screen, 559-270-4056. And who answers that?
That would be me. That's my cell phone.
Yeah. I always say this, you're making the biggest purchase of your life. Don't make it with someone that doesn't answer their own phone.
That's correct.
You want to get right through to Ken Neufeld. You brought in property, some pictures of a property. It's amazing. What do you call it, a flipper or something?
Well, this property was bought by a flipper, so there's a lot of flip kind of business going on these days where property that's in disrepair is purchased by a contractor who then completely goes through the place and makes some very astounding improvements and then resells it hopefully for a profit, and also the end result is it improves the neighborhood.
Improves the neighborhood. By the way, this is, I think, the before picture, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that was taken back in the spring of last year. That house was the shake roof was falling through.
Yeah.
Somebody had tried to remodel it, and they did so on their own. That's never
to do it on their own.
That never works very well. So here's some of the inside pictures. It was pretty disastrous. Here's the kitchen, and then the master bath. So add a few
by
pictures.
the way, this is interesting. This is the before, of course, but look at those windows.
Those had a whole wall of windows facing the backyard.
Then here's the master bath, I think.
Oh, there's the master bath, yes, okay.
Now here's the after.
So afterwards, the brand new roof.
Composition roof.
A brand new composition roof.
Yeah, it's hard to get those shake ones insured now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, right, because they are a fire danger. Yeah. So the go-to roof now is if you have a shake roof, you're going to have to do a tear off and then sheeting, and then new felt, and then new roofing material, composition roofing.
Here's that windowed room. Look at the floors. Are really something. And
the seller slash flipper also went to the expense of having it staged properly. So staging a property when you are trying to sell it is also a very big asset to getting the highest and best and quickest sale.
Right. Wow.
Look at that kitchen. It's really a kitchen to die for.
I think I have the before of the kitchen. Is this it?
Yes.
That's the before.
They completely turned the kitchen. The old kitchen was facing to the back of the house. They turned it around so the kitchen was now facing the front.
The front of the house.
There you go.
There you go. Very nice. Now, this whole, well, I want to get through these because it's just remarkable how the black fan sets off against the white wall.
So this is what you see when you enter the house now.
Let's see if we've got one more here. Oh, that's the same master bath?
This is the same master bath, and it is probably the most deluxe master bath I've seen in years.
By the way, here's the before on the master bath,
Right.
which wasn't bad. You got a couple sinks and space in there, and then here's the after.
Definitely, this is a bath you would cherish, I would say.
Now, I want to talk about this idea of flippers, because there's people out there who have a house they've lived in for years and years, and they're run down because they get run down when you live there a long time. The roofs go and different things go, and they're not modern and stuff. But a lot of sellers don't have the money to bring it up to standards to sell it. So they can go to someone like you, and you would find one of these flippers who would take it off their hands.
Right.
Fix it. By the way, the houses that are run down, young people can't buy those because the house doesn't qualify for the loan.
That's exactly right. A lot of these, the kind of homes that a flipper will buy are homes that can't be purchased with
Right.
with regular conventional financing.
So what he did is he helps the people out of their house by buying it, and they don't have to fix it up and stuff. Makes it available to new buyers who can now qualify
And
for
I
the
would
house.
say the majority of the new buyers that buy these flipped homes are owner occupants, and
Owner
very
occupants,
often
yeah.
they're first-time home buyers.
First-time home buyers. And the point I'm trying to make is, don't worry about the condition of your house. Call Ken Neufeld, and he can maybe take you through one of these scenarios.
Well, I think that's a good idea to, before you start doing things to, quote, fix your house to
Yeah.
get it ready, talk to a realtor and get an evaluation of what are the things that you should do and
Right.
shouldn't do, and what's the best way of saving some money. And in the end, you might decide, well, to do all these things is going to cost you the same amount as a flipper, and if you sell it at a discount to the flipper, you've saved yourself a lot of time and a lot of worry.
And this is a great best example, because here somebody was trying to do the work on their own, and it had to be undone. It was just money they threw away that
Right.
they will never get back. Now, by the way, you talk about, well, maybe selling the home as a discount to the flipper, but if you've had that house for 20 or 30 years, you probably have a lot of cash just sitting there that you'll get in your pocket. by
Right, and
selling
it isn't really a discount. I mean, it may feel like that, but what I've done with people say, okay, let's look at what are the things you'd have to do to fix this home to bring it up to the standard,
Right.
and then let's give ourselves some estimates of what that will cost.
Right.
And when you add up that list, and then if you did that yourself, you would be spending that money. You'd just be turning money around
Right.
from
Right.
one pocket to the other.
That's right. Now, is that house available?
We actually accepted an offer
Just
over the
accepted an
weekend, but we are taking backup offers.
Oh, you are? Okay. So if you want to find out more about this house, where is it, by the way?
It is located right near Fresno Pacific University on 4981 East Heaton, and it is listed for $500,000.
I don't know if I could do a zoom in here on this, but those are some beautiful sago palms out front.
Yes, actually the flipper added those.
Yeah, he did a little landscape, and it looks
Yes.
real nice. Look how nice that roof is. Probably 20, 30 years it'll last.
Right, it's a 30-year comp roof. Also, the house itself has about 3,100 square feet, so
That's a big house.
for that big of a house, for $500,000 is not a bad value.
Right. Now, Ken Neufeld, you will take buyers. You help buyers
I work with buyers and sellers.
and sellers. So if you're thinking of buying, now I know people just around here who are paying $3,000 a month in rent. Shouldn't they be buying?
They should probably be buying if they're paying $3,000 a month in rent.
Yeah. Now, you can call Ken and just ask him. He'll tell you if you're qualified to buy or not, or he'll set you up with the right people.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. And if sellers, if you don't know what your home's worth, call Ken. He'll help you. And what else do you want our viewers to know, Ken?
Well, I think it always pays to use a professional.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. One thing that's scary is there's all these new laws about disclosures and stuff, and somebody wants to sell the house by themselves. If they don't get all that in order, it could be a mess, right?
It's getting more and more complicated every year as the state legislature adds more regulations.
Yeah, they are adding them every year.
And supposedly for the consumer protection.
Yeah.
So it's all good. We just need to know how to navigate through it, and sometimes we need help in doing that.
Call a professional. Thank you, Ken. Ken Neufeld. Call him up, 559-270-4056. I put his web address on the screen, kenneufeld.com, but call him, 559-270-4056, and we will be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.